So a lot of guys are curious, like what my normal day is. So today is Tuesday. It's 7:30 in the morning. I just got up. I just had some breakfast. Got out of bed. Hence the hair. And yeah, I sleep like a crazy person. So sheets always when I get up in the morning are all over the place. So now I gotta hop in the shower and get ready for trial run. And that's the next step.
Down for the long run now. Red Corvette and my drop top down. Calling up my digits in my Motorola. And I'm speeding like I robbed someone.
Don't make fun of my cup. It's Polish. It's heritage. So I just got out of the shower. Hair is drying. Coffee's going. So now we need to get the stream set up. So here's always the first test: is I do a bandwidth test, and you can do that on Twitch just by after your stream key putting question mark bandwidth test equals true. And what I'll do is you can start up. It's not going to show up as a stream on Twitch. Just going to send the video out to their ingest servers, and then eventually what happens over here is you'll see if the ingest server is accepting everything right, and there it goes. It just popped up, and so it looks like we're good to go. In the list of other things I need to do, we need to go here to my audio devices, actually filters. And I need to set up my microphone as if I'm getting ready to stream. So pointed towards me, yada yada. And we open this guy up. This is a subtractive EQ. So this is set up so if I click on this, you can see how the noise floor, it picks up the noise floor. So if I remain quiet, so it's kind of like a noise gate, but not really. It's subtracting all the background noise out of the thing and then eliminating that in the recording. And then the other thing I do, I set up with Brian, is I go in here. I have an EQ to make me sound all bassy and all that stuff. And then down here we have this guy. And this is a software compressor, so this keeps me from getting too loud. So if you see I go toast. You can see how it's like subtracting. So it's like toast. So that's some of the stuff I use for the show. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to episode 10 of Trial Run. And damn, time flew really quick.
Yeah, didn't it?
Yeah, 10 already, man. So having
okay,
some
heard
fun
that.
with that. So
heard that Pornhub and playing some games. What have you been playing?
So, anyways, this week, while everybody else is playing Super Mario Odyssey and throwing a hat at characters, that questionably does it kill the character when you take them over like that and replace their consciousness with Mario, or not? Or are they trapped in some kind of like mind prison while Mario kills and mains other characters, and they have to live with the PTSD afterwards?
That is super dark, bro.
Yeah,
that is the darkest interpretation I've heard of Mario Odyssey yet.
Anyways, I haven't been playing that. So step 2 of my day, just hosted Chris Dude, Bad Seeds in there, and Discord hanging out, which is pretty cool. And then over here, after the show's over, I record it in MKV because if anything goes wrong with the show in MKV, it's only the last bit's corrupt, so it doesn't, if I do MP4, then the whole thing's lost. We got to start it over, and I don't want to do that. So I record it in MKV, sorry. And then translated it through Handbrake over to MP4. And then that's what gets ultimately turned into like the podcast, the audio version. And then that's what goes to Bad Seed, where he does like some of the final editing and stuff and then uploads it to his channel. So this is part 2. We just got done. Had a blast doing that show. Love hanging out with that dude every freaking week. It's just so much fun to do that show. I love it. All right, cool. So we got done with the show about 10:30, and then we got on Discord and we were BSing with the guy that I hosted, Chris Dude. He looks like he's on break right now. And we had a good time in there. I'll put a link down below. It was me, Brian, a couple other people talking about computer tech and stuff like that, games and all that. But yeah, Chris, pretty cool dude. and now I gotta sit off and go. And I also did like all my handbrake and MP3 conversion and all that stuff within an hour and a half. For content creation, absolutely love this Ryzen system. It's great for that. But yeah. All right, so I got the podcast running, and we gotta get some things done downtown. So we gotta roll out of here. All right.
Falling and I'm a whip, yeah. Out in fast, going hard in the pit, yeah. I still ball in the pitch, yeah. Something wrong with the picture. Something is wrong with the way, and I don't know why. Why you need to lie? Something is wrong with the way, and I don't know why. Why? How do you get by?
So hey guys, just got home a little while ago, ate some food, recharged, watched a couple of YouTube videos. It's now 4:04, so I got a little under an hour and a half before Awesome Hardware starts. I figured I'll make a little video, maybe possibly go for a little walk, and talk about an interesting subject that I don't think I've talked about on camera. Maybe I have, but some things have kind of gotten upgraded here and there and changed, so... I watch a guy called his channel's called Tokyo Lens. He's not called Tokyo Lens, but his channel's called Tokyo Lens, and it's interesting because I'm really interested in Japan, have been for a long time, so I like watching travel vlogs and vlogs of people who live there and stuff like that. But he's also a camera nut, and he's recently done a video that I think for vlogging cameras does a really good job, one of the best I've seen, explaining how you should choose a vlogging camera. I'm going to put a link for his video down in the description and stuff like that, so you guys can go see that video. But I thought it'd be interesting to kind of talk about what I use for vlogging and as sort of like a daily driver. And one of the reasons I'm on this camera right now is to be able to show you guys that, because otherwise if I'm using the one I'm vlogging on, you wouldn't be able to see it. So right now, like, the eventual goal for me though is I still want to get like a big camera. I still want to get something like an 80D with like a nice 50mm lens, and I think a 10 and 18 Sigma is really what I'm looking for. But for right now, I'm kind of stuck with this webcam for like sitting down desk stuff, and in my opinion, this is about as good as you can get a C920 Logitech webcam. There are better webcams out there, but they're pretty expensive, and I'm just not willing to spend that kind of money on a webcam. I'd rather put it into an actual camera setup. So you can see on this image right here, like, you have to have it pretty damn well lit. Like, I have a light going this way, I have a light going this way, and I have the top light coming down to get all this. And it's shooting at 1080, which is nice, but the sensor size, the light pickup and stuff, you can see there's some like grain in the background and stuff. I kind of find it interesting. There is a tiny bit of bokeh, like right there, just a little bit that you can pick up, and some on this end over here. I never really saw that before. But it's overall, it's a great camera. However, in my opinion, for like the autofocus and all that stuff to really work, you really have to throw a ton of light at it, and to get the best out of it, you have to pretty much manually set it up. You can't rely on its auto settings. Logitech software does a terrible job on that. So if you want to get the best possible image out of it, you really have to learn how to tune and hone that little webcam to get the best out of it. So as far as my vlogging camera goes, this is it. It's a cell phone, and you guys that have seen past videos are not going to be surprised because I've actually already said that. But I want to talk about why. A couple of reasons. A couple of reasons why this is my choice for a vlogging camera. One, it's small. You can just put it in your pocket. Couple quick taps on the front, and the camera app opens up pretty quick. So if I need to capture anything really fast, it took a shot because, you know, the microphone's set up to pick up. So if I say shoot or something like that, it'll shoot. So if I'm like busy like this, you know, anyways, I'll show you guys that in a second. But the rear facing camera, and the front facing is not terrible, and I still use it, but the rear facing camera is the winner on this thing. For being a small, like, I think it's like a 7mm CMOS sensor. I mean, you know, it's a cell phone camera, so it's tiny. The pixels are actually quite large. It's a 12 megapixel for a CMOS sensor of this size. And that means light pickup's a lot better. Matter of fact, this has a aperture of f1.7, which is insanely good. It lets a lot of light in, and it's insanely good for a cell phone camera. Just because of the sensor size, though, you're not going to be approaching, like, say, DSLR or anything like that. However, for the sensor size that it is, it's still really, really good. It can record in 4K. However, I've pretty much come to the conclusion that this camera is really at its best when anything that you're shooting on it, whether it's at 4K resolution or whatnot, you render out at 1080 because it gives you so many options. It gives you the options of crop and then pretty much zoom on stuff afterwards, fix any kind of shake, stuff like that. So it's a really good camera for that. But the other thing is optical image stabilization. So this actually has, you know, a little micro gimbal in there that stabilizes the lens. So it does get rid of some shake and stuff. This does has electronic with it as well. However, you have to shoot at a lower resolution. What I find is the EIS is just, sometimes it does some weird crap, and I really don't like it. So I tend to leave it off. I go with the OIS, and if I have to fix any extra shake, I do it in post in something like Sony Vegas, where I try to stabilize the image a little bit. Okay, and one of the last things I'm going to show you guys here. I got this from Crafty a little while ago. This is a, I think this came out like 2013, 2014. I still use it today. It comes in handy when I can't get the zoom that I need off of this. I mean, obviously there's no optical zoom. I typically don't need it, but if for some reason that I do, this has a pretty good 40 times optical zoom that really, in my opinion, should top off at about 20, but I do have the tripod here, so it does use a standard camera mount, so I can just like basically hook it on like that. Or there's actually even an adapter for this that with a regular camera mount that I can adapt it onto a selfie stick if I want to. But I used it for whale watching, was the last thing I used it for, and we were on a boat, and so there's like some seals on an island, like a little tiny like rock island, like way out in the distance, and I wanted to zoom in and get some detail on them and stuff like that. So that's where this came in handy. I do give up a little bit of quality. This doesn't shoot quite the same bit rate or clarity as this would up close, but because it has a nice optical lens on it, for those times I do need it, I use this.
I like to watch the guys out in the water. Yeah. Oh yeah. There he goes. Right there he goes. There's another one.
Then it's all kind of like king of the mountain as well, so you've got to find a spot.
Belly flop.
Okay, so I'm shooting on the cell phone right now, just using a selfie stick as I was walking around like vlogging or something like that. And we're going for a short walk. We're going to go check the mountains out, see if we can see them. But right now, with the lens, this is like no kit or anything on it. This is what it looks like, and no microphone on it. This is what it sounds like. Alright, so now this is it with fitted with the 110 degree field of view lens, and it should have more of a GoPro look. You guys should see more of the background, that kind of thing. And when I'm unsure of if I'm getting something in a shot or not, I'll throw this on there instead, using the wide angle with the shotgun mic, just on a cell phone. So yeah, you can get point and shoots. The thing is with those is you're gonna a lot of times end up with not having a lot of them unless you get in really expensive price ranges, which then you're getting into beginning of DSLR range, and just to get a microphone jack on it. Alright, so I had to take the microphone off so you guys could hear a little better, but you can kind of see the mountains, and the neighbor's dogs are barking very annoyingly. But yeah, if I just want to get a shot of something like this and have a wide enough angle to make sure everything's in the shot, there you go. That's why I use this kit in the setup. Now it's getting very, very cold because the sun's going down, and I'm kind of curious how the low light is on this thing right now, but I'm gonna get the mail and go inside. So one of the things I'm curious about is how low light is. So here's the thing about this camera. This is why I say it's a good 1080 camera. Is at 4K, I lose a lot of things. I lose the EIS, which I talked about. I'm not specifically butthurt about that because the optical image stabilizations are really good. But I also lose HDR. And although this thing's supposed to be pretty good at low light, HDR can bring out highlights a lot better, even though it's shooting at a lower bit rate at native 1080. So I'm going to switch it to native 1080 right now at 30 frames and see how the image looks. Alright, so this is at native 1080. Maybe lose a little bit of that sharpness. Definitely lose a bit of the bit rate. I could always kind of go in there and correct it if I got something like Filmic Pro, I think. I think it'll still let me shoot at a higher bit rate. Alright, got the mail heading in. So, yeah, I guess we'll conclude the outdoor test of all this. But that's why this is different reasons why I use it. You know, is mostly why I go with what I do is portability over anything else. I like something portable that if the battery does run down, I've got a quick solution for it, and having something in my pocket that at the very least I can get it out, open the app very quickly, and get a still shot or video of whatever I need, like now, and we'll worry about what we need to fix and post later. Okay, we're almost getting ready for awesome hardware here. A couple minutes away. Show you guys the setup here. So on this monitor over here, I have a dock, and this is my little spew about, you know, the store and all that stuff over here. It looks like the show just started, so we'll go ahead and start that up. And underneath this is the show dock. So all the information and links that's needed, plus donation stuff. Over here, the guys are just starting up on the monitor. I have both the Twitch chat and the YouTube over here, which I think this is still unlisted. We'll have to check. But this is how I run the two chats and moderate them. And so when they say different things, put different stories in the queue and stuff, I take them off the dock, throw them over into the chats, and same thing with like the different things about the donations and stuff. That's what the forum's for there, and then I just throw it out as need be. So, okay, so they're in face-off right now, and I'm going to mute them so I can have my thoughts collected. But just to give you guys an idea here of what it's like every week to do this, you have the donations going in. So anything I see here, like this donation here, that's at $5 or more, because the reason I have to do that is because if it was like $1, then everybody would donate and the show would never end. So that's the reason why they set that limit. But everything's being put over here. We have the regular rest of the show notes. So see, like, here's this one right here. So just grab that. Go over here. And that's how they read it. So they've tried using the actual dashboard before, but then it screws up and stuff. So I have to go through chat and look at all this. See, like, I have to make sure auto mods all happy. Nobody's saying anything racist or anything dumb like that. And yeah, so when people think that this is an easy thing to do, I enjoy it. I enjoy helping because I like making sure this community is like a nice place for everybody to go to and enjoy. Every once in a while you get a snowflake in here that tries to tell you how to do your job, and that's the one thing that like really does piss me off, because it's like, I think you don't really quite understand at like what's going on here, and while all that's going on, I'm dropping links for, you know, the donation links, for the store links, all that stuff. So it's not like I'm not busy. Sometimes if somebody will say like a racist thing or something, it takes me a little while to go back, read the chat, see what's going on, you know. So that's something you just got to realize from that point of view, is it can't be instant. You can put a bot in, but bots screw up. And, you know, sometimes I screw up too because, you know, whatever. Alright, we're going to deny that one because that's just a little bit too much. But anyways, yeah. And then every once in a while somebody's not happy, and then they will DM me and send some nasty messages and stuff, and then I ban them, because if you think that's going to get me to untime you out or something, no, that just makes your situation worse, because I don't care. But anyways, yeah, once you cross that line, you're done, as far as I'm concerned. I have unbanned some people in the past. They said, hey, I made a mistake, sorry about it, you know, whatever, and move on. So, yeah. But, yeah, it is quite busy when this is going on. So it's not like I'm not paying any attention to the chats. It just sometimes takes a little while to get to that stuff. So hey, guys, that's it. That's been the whole day. We hosted somebody. I'm watching Vinny, though, because he's playing Alien Isolation. That's my jam. I love watching people play that game. But, yeah. It's the end of the vlog. See you guys in the next one, and laters.
Something is wrong with the way, and I don't know why.